We are now moving on to section 2 of our lesson 5-2. And here in section 2, we're going to be covering questions 3 and 4. On the previous slide, you should have seen a math tip about trying to create a formula of the form m equals parentheses a comma b, where a is an expression of the x-coordinate and b is an expression of the y-coordinate of your midpoints. Expressions, midpoint, a, b. All right, let's see where this gets us here. Here in question 3, it asks us to use the patterns we described in 2a and 2b to write a formula for the coordinates of the midpoint m of a line segment where it has endpoints at x1, y1, x2, y2. Now remember, it was that average that we talked about. So we basically added two numbers divided by 2. So we added our x coordinates divided by 2, added the y coordinates divided by 2. So you just have to figure out how to structure that. And then it says, look back at the chart in item 1 to verify the formula you wrote. Use your formula to find the coordinates of the midpoint M on line segment AC with endpoints A is 1, 4 and C is 11, 10. What can you conclude about segments AM and MC? I'm going to go ahead and give you 5 minutes here to come up with a generic formula, or just a formula we can use in general to find midpoint. And then I want you to use that formula to verify the findings to make sure that it works properly. So go ahead and pause your video. As you can see, the answers to questions 3 and 4 have now been provided for us. I came up with this generic formula of saying x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2 would give me my midpoint formula. So I found the average of my x's, the average of my y's. I used some points that they gave me, A and C. A was located at 1, 4. C was located at 11, 10. So I used this as my x1, y1. And this was my x2, y2. And so I worked through the steps. I did 1 plus 11 divided by 2, 4 plus 10 divided by 2. So that gave me 12 over 2, 14 over 2. That's 6 and 7. Well, since midpoint creates two congruent line segments, that means that AM and MC should be equal to each other. We could always go back and check using the distance formula that we covered in lesson 5-1, but I'll leave that for another time. On to your debriefing.